Good evening and welcome back to the Foscottweman report, where we have the foe, the Scott, which is yours truly, the we, that is silent, and the man.
I am the man.
He is the man.
He is the man.
I am thy man.
He is the man. And so today on the Foscottweman report, we got a few new random topics that we can think of out of our 7th period journalism class.
That is true.
Where we mostly look at memes, but
we look at memes and I watch YouTube videos in the back.
yeah,
And read the yearbooks.
and read the
I
yearbook.
do that quite often.
Ooh man. Okay, Peyton.
All right, before we start it off, I'm just going to make a little announcement. Brown JZCM, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream and welcome to the crew.
Welcome. All right. So with that being said, first topic conversation. Who's it gonna go?
Well, I mean, I have a feeling it should be Joey because he kept on bringing up one particular topic.
Okay, all right.
before
All
All
right.
right, I have chosen my topic for today.
Yeah.
It is we are going to be discussing, first of all, why Subway is the worst place in the world.
I've been waiting for this topic.
Yeah.
I love eating at Subway. The food, I always get the same sandwich with chicken, with turkey and extra bacon. That's all. I'm a plain person. But Joey, why does Subway suck?
Because I work there.
Bum, bum, bum.
Just because you
God.
Okay.
Work.
I don't know. Well, every Subway kind of falls under the same category of quality, but the Subway that I worked at is one of the worst places on earth. They have like 5 people that quit within the span of a month.
Did you work at the Subway that's literally like a few blocks away?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
that one.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
How many people are working there now? Isn't it like two?
Like 2 and my boss
Two
and
and
his
your
wife.
boss.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Last time I went in there, which was literally last week, I went and I got a buffalo chicken sandwich. And yeah, there were 2 people working, and we had a half day on Friday last week, which is when I got Subway for lunch. And there was like, no joke, like 15 people in that Subway. And this Subway's tiny. Like ours is super small.
Yeah.
So I was sitting here, was trying to get my sandwich, and there was like 19 other orders that they were working on. It was abysmal. I mean, it was still good food.
Yeah, sorry, but a little mini break on words there. We were just reading something that we found. Want to become famous? Buy followers, prime and views on blank.com, because I'm not gonna tell them what are the
No advertising on
no
this.
advertisement.
No advertising on the post.
Except for Gatorade. Gatorade is the only one that we're wanting to get sponsored by. Will that happen? Probably not.
I do not like that type of sponsorship in my chat because those are bots.
Yeah, we don't want that. Bots.
All right, back to the topic of
Back to the
Subway.
So,
Subway.
being a worker at Subway, honestly, it was really good. You got like a free 6-inch every shift that you worked.
That's
pretty. I would actually.
And usually people are actually pretty nice and sympathetic if you get an order wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing I'd also like to talk about as an employee with experience, if they mess up something on an order, one of the employees, just tell them. It's not that big of a deal. We're not going to complain. Like, we have to remake a lot of sandwiches during the day. One inconvenience isn't going to mess us up completely.
Yeah. What do you guys do with the sandwiches that when you mess them up? I've never messed up my order because it's so plain, but
We either, if it's a good sandwich, we will eat them, or we'll just 90% of the time we'll throw them out.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've literally gotten, apart from last week, I've gotten the same 2 things for the past 3 years. I either get the Southwest steak and cheese wrap, or I just get the spicy Italian sandwich with like the exact same vegetables and the exact same sauce. So
that is understandable.
I just switch out meats.
Another thing is on the day that I went to pick up my last paycheck and I started working at a new place, someone had walked out that very morning and left a note.
Like they didn't even put their 2 weeks in.
Yeah, no, they left a note. I can't read what it said because that is pretty inappropriate. But yeah, they left that morning as I was getting my paycheck.
Oof. At least you put like your 2 weeks in.
Yeah, kind of. Well, I did in a way because I said I'd work. My final Saturday would be 2 weeks from then when he was going to go on a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
But he rescheduled all my days for other people, so I couldn't put in my 2 weeks.
Oh. Also, you want to talk about, like, we've mostly been talking about somewhat positives. What were the bad sides of Subway that made you leave?
My boss was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
God, that guy does not know how to run a business worth crap.
Dang, just throwing shade out here.
Throwing
A little
shade.
bit.
Well, when he's confronted with a problem, he just says, okay.
Nice.
And when I left, he tried to compromise a little bit. It wasn't like the best effort anybody could put into like trying to get an employee to stay.
He was just like, hey.
But the guy is just like, so why are you leaving? You already got a new job. I'm like, this one's garbage. Everyone complained. All my managers quit 2 weeks after I started. Do you think I want to work in a place like that?
Yeah.
I actually will say, though, because this somewhat does pertain to me, because obviously I'm the youngest out of this group, and obviously the viewers, but I am the youngest. All these guys are 2 years older than me, and I am...
Club.
Oh, wow. And I'm looking for a job because, well, my parents want me to start, working for myself. And my mom and my dad have both said working at Subway would be a good option since we literally have 2 Subways within 30 minutes of us.
Yeah.
And now that Joey's just talking smack about a Subway that's literally in the exact same town as me, I might be reconsidering that Subway.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you this one. The other Subway that you're thinking of, which I'm pretty sure is the same thing.
Like the one I'm thinking about is like the other town.
Oh yeah, the other town.
I'm pretty sure any other Subway is better than the one we have.
Yeah. I mean, I'd assume so.
Not to throw shade at any of the employees, like all y'all were great to work with, but let's be honest, boss was kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
Boss just did not.
And that can sometimes be the deciding factor is your boss, because you're gonna have to deal with them for a long time.
Like people got to know how to run a business. That man did not know what he was doing.
Also, if we want to talk about spitting on or not spitting, more of like just
throwing shade
at bosses. I'll go on my boss next, but if you want to continue your Subway thing, go straight ahead.
No, I think I've made my point pretty clear with how I feel about Subway. I will say it has given me a new perspective. Like, I have a lot more. I have a lot more patience with people making my Subway sandwich than I would have before.
Because you understand.
Because I get the pain that it is to be a Subway.
Onion, please.
Once you work retail,
I love
it's like you understand what they go through.
Yeah.
Avalanche.
It's
of
sympathy.
Yeah.
I will say, though, anybody who complains about spinach and gets it on their sandwich and say they got too much, it's just a full vegetable, okay? There's not much we can do. We can't place every single individual leaf to make it look less spinachy. It's going to look like a lot of spinach.
On literally all my Subway sandwiches or wraps, and I tell them to pack the spinach on because I love spinach.
Yo,
Thank you.
Pack it on there like...
Yeah, I'm like, dude, lettuce is garbage because you guys always put too much. So put too much spinach. I'll be perfectly
I
fine.
didn't know we had Popeye.
I love spinach. It's delicious. And it's a way better alternative.
That's fair.
It's actually healthier.
We can talk about all of our... Do you work, Peyton? Do you have like a boss that you despise?
My dad.
Sort of.
Sort of?
Yeah, but it's more of like a
Classified.
I would say a boss, more of a God, what's the word I'm looking for? Contractor.
Oh, okay.
Person who like assigns me 2 jobs.
Yeah.
So,
my first boss, Chuckles. We'll call her
Oh
Chuckles.
my God.
Chuckles. I told Joey about this. Chuckle Parker, you're gonna be the reaction person for this, Peyton too. I think you both have not heard about Chuckles, but Chuckles.
I've heard many stories about Chuckles.
Oh man, I think she almost made me question my moral integrity.
damn.
So yeah, it got so bad. My parents got into it. Like, I kid you not. I think one of the days I actually cried because of her. Kid you not.
Where did you work?
I won't say the specific spot, but it's a camp for counselors and kids.
okay.
You know, that go there.
Okay.
Like a summer camp area.
Yeah, a summer camp area with kids.
I get it.
And I had about like 6 or 7 kids. We'll start off on the kind of the first red flag. One of the kids. I don't want to. Of course, I'm not legally allowed to say all the kids' names. One of the kids told me they had swim lessons because swim lessons are after the pool. Yeah. Like everyone gets to go to the pool every day, and then there's swim things afterwards. one of the kids who they're like 7 or 8, they're like, "Hey, I have swim practice today," and I did. We Papa Smurf, who's my the bigger boss of Chuckles, he didn't hand him out to us counselor, so I'm like, you know what, fine, I'll believe him. And he goes into the swim thing, and I take the rest of my group back up to like the big tree that I was sitting at with all the kids, and we were doing an activity, of course. And then Papa Smurf comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, do you have all your kids?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have all of them. One of them's at swim lessons." He's like, "Are you sure? Have you counted them all?" And I counted them, and I'm like, "Yeah, I have them all." He's like, "Okay, just come with me." And then one of the counselors were watching my kids when I left, but Chuckles was down there already shaking her head at me. Like, this was at the point where I didn't like already dislike her, but like, just if that was like happened all after what she's done, just like, you know how you hate certain, like, I don't want to say hate because hate's a strong word to me, but like the people that you just see and like just standing there like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's classify that as the people.
The people. Like, just look at over them standing, or look at them breathe. Oh my god, it's annoying. But I didn't think that at the time because, like, you know, at the time, because Chuckles was actually a counselor when I went to that camp.
Yeah.
And I thought of her. She was a really nice counselor, but she was now the manager of the counselors this year, and she yelled at me for one of the kids, and I'm still confused on what's happening because the kid told me he had swim lessons, and what what Papa Smurf told me was that the kid had swim lessons the next week, not this week. And Chuckles was just like, the whole time she was just going at me while Papa Smurf was like going to the other kids when he walked back up. And then there's just me over here because like this was super stressed time for me. I just was walking up the big hill that we go up to the big tree, and one of my friends, Beluga, we all had counselor names. Mine was Bravo. We all had nicknames for the kids. That's why I call her Chuckles. But I kid you not, he said everything okay, and like this was the time during masks, so I had my mask on, I had shades, I had my bandana, and
you were going full incognito.
I was kind of full incognito, except for like my hair, of course. And he's like, "Are you okay?" And he could already tell like the vibes were bad, and like that was the first time I cried in a long time because like I just couldn't handle it. Because the kid was right next to me, so he had no clue why I was crying. But like after I had to hurry up, of course, so I got up the hill. And that's what happened the first time with Chuckles. It wasn't that bad of a moment, but it still hurt because although I didn't know like the kid had swim lessons next week, we all both got confused. So it wasn't that bad of a thing. However, next time what happened was I was walking with all my kids to the pool, and Chuckles is like, one of the kids was walking behind me, and he was like walking behind because he was like one of the slower paced kids, and all the kids were faster. So of course he was staying right behind me, maybe like a good 5-10 feet away. I could obviously hear him walking, but she's like, "You should not have one of your kids behind you. What if Papa Smurf comes and steals him?" And that's the thing with Papa Smurf. He likes to kid around and like steals the kids when you're not looking. Because like,
oh wait,
wow. Well, no, not like, it sounds terrible at the beginning, but like, the reason why he does it is like to keep an eye on your kids at all times. Because like if that actually could happen, it could be pretty bad. But it's also for fun because when I was a kid, I was stolen by Papa Smurf, and we made s'mores for about an hour.
Oh.
Because the counselor just couldn't find me for that long. But yeah, that's what he does, and like of course he kids. And she was giving me sass, and this was like a day I was also super tired because watching kids can be so exhausting. Walking 7-8 miles a day, and a day.
What? 7 to 8 miles
a day?
Why?
Because kids are active, and we have to go to the horses, go back to the big tree, go back down to the pool, up the pool, back up that big tree, go to the lodge to go eat, back to the big tree. It was a lot of walking, and yeah, and she was like talking to me. She's like, "Hey, you gotta watch one of your kids, or Papa Smurf can take them." And I'm like, "It's whatever. Can I just go in?" And she's like, "Excuse me? Did you just give me sass?" And I'm like, at this point, I just want to kind of give up and just not talk to her, because if I do, I'll be putting out all my stress that I've gained up because of her. Because like, not only that, there's been a lot of other things, like minor ones, that she just likes to yell at me about. She played favorites hard. And the girlfriend I had at the moment, who also was working at the camp, she was one of the favorites. And you can obviously tell who was favorite and not favorite, because she would like be like, "Oh, good job, you," or good job, Slushy. We'll call her code name Slushy. And then she's just like, never said anything good about me whatsoever. And that day, in the same day, we have to give these little the reports on the kids at the end of the week to tell them how good they were, respect, responsibility, caring, and honesty. And I was doing all that, and my handwriting's obviously really bad. I look like a doctor when I write. Yeah. And the thing was, she pulled me out of like the pool because counselors also have to be like swimming with the kids because we can't be on the deck unless you're a lifeguard. She pulled me out of the pool and she's like, "Are you dyslexic?" Out of nowhere, and I'm like, "What?" And she shows me my papers, and she's like tells me to rewrite them again. But and then while I'm writing, she said again like, "Are you actually dyslexic?" And at the time, I'm gonna be honest with you, I had no clue what it meant, so I don't know if she was like telling me something. Like I felt like it was an insult. And once I was doing that, I'm like, I don't know, maybe I had no clue, and I'm not dyslexic. But and then I went to Slushy, and I'm like, is being called dyslexic bad? And she was like, kind of, yeah, a little bit. And I told my mom about that, and she was peeved, and she was like, maybe one straw away from getting pulled from just full on going at Chuckles. And that was the last straw actually. The second to last straw was my mom came into work because she wanted to see how it was all working and such like that. And most of the people they have Facebook. I don't have Facebook. They had like a group chat to talk about like all like counselors are all together to talk about certain things, and Papa Smurf like does announcements and stuff like that. And I wasn't in it. They had another group chat, of course, for me, and then a bunch of other people who didn't have Facebook. And first thing my mom does and comes in, she's like, "Hi, hello, how is it?" Like and like meeting everybody up. And first time she sees Chuckles, and I've been telling my mom, I've been ranting to my mom about Chuckles, and she's like, "Hi, Chuckles." She's like, "Hi, can your son get Facebook?" Out of nowhere. Like, no responsible, "Hi, how are you doing?" No, nothing. Like every counselor did. She said, "Hi, can your son get Facebook?" And then my mom's like, no. He doesn't need it." And then she's like, are you sure? Because it would be a lot easier for everybody here. And I'm like,
this Chuckles person reminds me a lot of someone I know, a former friend of mine. There's that one person never cares about common courtesy, or at least tries carrying a conversation decently. Instead, they go to whatever benefits him.
Yeah. And then, so let's go back to final straw of being called dyslexic. That was my mom's last straw. She was not having it, and she called a big Papa Smurf, Big Papa, and told her about all of this. And I kid you not, the best feeling ever was Chuckles just fucking nonstop.
Whoa. Anyways, yeah.
What? Basically, Chuckles was freaking. She gave me an apology, which was a sincere apology. I'll give her that. It was really good. And then nonstop, she was always happy-go-lucky. "Oh, good job, guys! You did amazing. Oh, thank you." And then she was, especially to me, because of all the things she did to me. She's like, "Oh, good job, bravo, nice job doing the kids." And I'm like, "Yeah, you better."
Wow.
Biscuit. But yeah, that's my first ever boss, and I was like, yeah, that's what I had to deal with. And that was the only year I did camp, because a lot of other things happened that I will not go over. That's a whole different podcast. But it changed me as a person. It changed me a lot. But yeah, that was my first ever boss. And I know none of you talked during that because I was telling the story, but
hey man, that was entertaining.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It was interesting. It was very interesting.
What are your thoughts on Chuckles?
Yeah,
I nickname her to Cackles now.
No, my mom called her Chunky.
Dude, what the heck?
Because there was a bunch of other stories, of course, that I won't get into because I don't want to stay here the whole entire podcast. But there was a lot more that Chuckles did. So yeah.
Oh my god, I can see her calling her that though.
Well, yeah, she was really rude.
Oh god.
And I don't know if you're hearing this, Chuckles, but I'm sorry, I guess.
You're not sorry. Don't be sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sorry.
We all know your real plan.
I've heard all your stories. And I don't feel bad for whatever happened.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. All right.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, that's my rant for today. I need to go take a breather.
Nathan
All right.
just,
So wait, is that your
Nathan
So-
just,
today?
Nathan just disappears. From
Honestly,
the
I don't know. That could be my topic, but I also have my other topic that I want to talk about because I'm not done ranting. But you guys, of course, take it because I talk too much.
Yeah, we'll take a break for you. Okay, Parker, do you want me or you to go?
I would want you to go because I want to
Okay.
plan how many.
Parker needs to think
So-
about what he's going to
So,
say.
Yeah.
who here has all seen all the Star Wars films? Like all the Star Wars,
I'm
The original ones. The
I've
original
seen-
saga?
all of them, especially the last
Okay.
3.
So, I saw the first one out of the last 3. I could care less about seeing the other 2.
Okay, that is good because that is my topic. How did Disney ruin the last 3 Star Wars films?
Oh,
Oh.
boy.
All right. Well, actually, before we get in this, I will preface. I enjoyed The Force Awakens. I saw it in
Which
theaters.
one was that?
That was
The
that
one
was
with
the first,
Rey.
that was the first one, in the new trilogy.
Yes. The one with
2015.
Rey and, the weird T lightsaber.
I saw that
Oh.
in theaters. I enjoyed it for what it was. I can still watch the movie without hating it.
Yeah.
However, Last Jedi, I don't think it's as bad as some people say it is because I think Rise of Skywalker is legitimately the worst Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
That movie is horrendous. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in theaters. And it is worse than Cars 2. And I walked out of Cars 2 when I was 6 years old. So you know you made a bad movie.
Okay.
Cars 2, the one about
So-
bombs.
Yeah, spies and stuff.
So before I get into it, no, I don't think the actors themselves were bad. They did what they were supposed to. They did by what the script was telling them.
Yeah, don't
By
yeah,
all
don't
means,
give-
they were not Jared Leto.
yeah.
Don't make fun of my boy like that. You guys don't make fun of Jared.
Okay. But
Oh.
I think the producing and the scripting was absolutely
The
horrible.
directing.
Yes.
The
Directing
fight scenes
ruined it.
killed me.
Yeah.
From
they
what
were-
Star Wars used to
Lazy,
be, I've
low
seen
energy,
Oh, yeah.
static.
like every 3 seconds the lightsabers hit, but then in like in old movies you'd see
every like
You see
every-
Yoda hopping around at the speed of light.
yeah,
That's true.
and then you just got the
And that's the time when all the old cheesy CGI effects were happening. And those are
Exactly.
the best.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
They did like because the previous like the
prequels.
yeah the prequel like lightsaber fights, it was like action every half a
Phantom
second.
Menace with the whole Qui-Gon Jinn death scene and everything. Like that was a good
Yes.
choreographed scene.
Yes.
And then the new ones are
Master
just,
Padawan feeling.
Yeah.
Then you have stranger versus stranger feeling of like, oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
type of thing.
We got well, I mean like the whole Yoda in Revenge of the Sith during Order 66 when he's just flipping all over the place and murking
Yeah.
dudes. Like, yeah, that was cool. I like that.
But I just like the nostalgic feeling of what Star Wars was did not give the same energy as it did in sequels.
Yeah,
as the last 3 sequels.
yeah.
Lucasfilm sealed their fate when they signed with Disney.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, actually, I will be honest. I think Disney has some of the most overrated properties, and I will clump these Star Wars, this trilogy of Star Wars, because this was the first one under the Disney ban. But even like the majority of the MCU, I find to be incredibly overrated. Like it's just those Star Wars movies and like the latter half of the MCU so far go hand in hand as just being sometimes very, very uninspired and boring.
Yes. Very much. Then you have then the whole like Rey Palpatine thing.
That could have been cool
It
if
could
they set it up at all. It
Right.
randomly comes
I
in.
have not seen that. Can you guys explain how
I-
they? Well, no. You guys can obviously spoil it.
Yeah,
I could
I
care
know,
less about it.
But yeah, so literally, I was sitting in the theater. Rise of Skywalker's on. It's supposed to be the last one of this trilogy. I was pumped, and like you have like the big blocks of text that explain everything
Yeah.
in the movie, which kind of like wrap up the last movie, but also like they give good insight because every single movie has a time jump in it.
Yes.
This movie barely wrapped up the last one. It just explained, I think, about Luke Skywalker like dying at the end of
Yes.
Rise or Last Jedi. But then they randomly out of the blue just say Palpatine has returned. They never once in the movie explain A, how he survived the explosion of the Death Star, B, even
And the
if he-
fall.
and the
yeah,
fall.
and the fall. How did he come back? How did he gain his following? How is he keeping himself alive? And finally, the plot twist. How is Rey a Palpatine? Because that's the big plot twist of the movie.
Oh, it is?
She's the granddaughter of Palpatine.
Yeah. I want to know.
Well, how does it end, by the way?
It literally ends with
Spoilers.
Yeah, okay.
Spoilers.
So yeah, the ending, she kills Palpatine. Kylo Ren dies in her or in Rey.
Wait, how does she kill Palpatine?
I forgot. It was such a boring movie.
How did she do it?
I think she did it by literally,
looking at him.
yeah,
Like
Really?
The final battle was literally just an entire monologue between two characters.
Yes.
That was the final battle.
yes,
The most eventful thing in that final half was Kylo Ren dying, and then him and Rey randomly getting a romantic subplot for like 5 minutes.
yeah. That was kind of honestly pretty.
But
good.
the actual ending, she's like I think she's on Tatooine, where like Luke Skywalker grew up, and obviously she had a big connection with Luke because of Last Jedi and stuff. And this lady comes up and she's like, "Who are you?" I'm Rey Skywalker.
Yeah,
It was so dumb. Like,
Wait, but then was she a
She's-
Palpatine?
She's saying she's a Skywalker because of Luke training her.
Moral reason.
But guys, let's go back and watch The Last Jedi. It gives no indication that her and Luke are that close.
yeah.
There is no reason for her to think that she can belong to that family.
No, not at all. Like, I don't know if she thought because Kylo Ren was Solo. It was Ben Solo, but he
was a
had
Solo.
Skywalker blood in him.
Yeah.
Was the thing. I don't know why they thought Rey anywhere would be affiliated with the Skywalker.
Like I said, if we completely rewrote The Last Jedi and set up Palpatine's potential return,
Yes.
then Rise of Skywalker could legitimately be a really good movie. It's just the writing was so lazy and ham-fisted that
Okay.
it ruins it.
But at the same time, I feel like if we were to set up the whole Palpatine surviving everything and whatnot, it would be what I like to call too much Disney logic.
But also think of it this way: Darth Maul's death, and then he came back. He got sliced in half and then thrown down a hole.
But no, because I'm actually pretty sure the Clone Wars cartoon explains how.
Yeah, I know they explained it, but I bet they could have done the same thing with Palpatine.
I know, but yeah, like they literally went to lengths to explain Darth Maul and say, "Hey, this is how he made it. It may be stupid, but hey, he's back."
Yeah, too angry to die.
Palpatine, they never once. No, actually, I'm pretty sure there was one throwaway line like, "How did he come back? We don't know."
Yeah.
What? Like, we don't know. I mean, I guess it's kind of realistic because literally no one would know how he came back.
But also, shouldn't the viewers kind of figure that out?
Yeah, like us as the audience, we've gone 30 years, 40 years.
I think there was a reason why there was a kind of a sub explanation of why he survived. Is because he said it by himself that, like, this is paraphrasing, I used the force of the dark side to keep me alive.
But they never once actually go into detail about how the
they never
dark
went
side keeps him alive.
They never went into detail about it. That's what he just said.
I mean, like, did he like change his trajectory?
Have you guys not seen the little animation of whatchamacallit? What was it called? It was like this. What is it called? Oh, hold on, I'm gonna go look it up.
I'm just going to take a little nap.
Okay, but he could have done the same thing that what Leia did. You know how I think it was Last Jedi.
Yeah.
That
she was in space and stuff.
Yeah,
floating.
her starship got hit, and then she's just like,
Floating.
God, just Jesus floating through
Literally
space.
explains it.
Can we
You
we also talk about, like, in general, how Disney just shoots themselves in the foot every time they release a movie with all this weird, random, stupid logic?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Also, live action remakes.
They can work if executed properly.
Yes.
But yes, why would you make a remake of The Lion King?
We actually talked about this last time too.
We're bringing it back, dang it.
Yeah, Fo wasn't here. Fo wasn't here for
Yeah,
this.
Fo wasn't here.
I don't want to watch a movie about a nature documentary.
Oh my goodness. Well, like, they could have made it way better because I'm guessing some people have seen the trailer that one dude made, and it made it so much better than the ones. Basically, it was just basically animated, like 3D animated, and that's what they did, and it looked so well. And then they just go and do that. Like, we gotta bully them, like we did with that one people that they did for Sonic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish we could do that for Disney, because then they'd actually be like, "Oh wow."
They wouldn't
Okay.
listen because they're like the biggest entertainment company in the United States.
Yeah.
So
Can we also talk about Jungle Cruise?
Jungle Cruise
Well,
looks horrible, but I've heard good things.
I've
About
No,
it.
it's garbage. It's pure trash.
I've
It's
never
not.
heard of it.
I say it's not trash. It's like it's a natural Disney movie.
It's too much Disney logic.
Well, yeah, the ending was so obvious.
The only redeeming factor that movie has is that it has The Rock. in it.
Rock.
The Rock.
That's it.
No, the pun part that I couldn't stop
Because
laughing.
it was The Rock.
Yeah.
Is that new movie that just came out?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, actually, speaking of like Disney movies, since we're going on a Disney rant, I will go on my own Disney rant here, and I also give us a mention of the MCU. This ties into the MCU. The last movie I saw in theaters was Black Widow. I know people like it. It is one of the worst MCU movies, hands down, and it shows you how lazy Disney is when it like hires directors and writers. Have you guys seen Black Widow at all?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, I'm spoiling it for you. I'm just gonna let you guys know the plot twist in the second half of that movie was abysmal.
Oh, same with Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, so like the first half was okay. There was some stuff that they didn't explain. Similar to Star Wars in the sense they never explained like this main conflict. In Black Widow, there's this like gas that like reverses the brainwashing that the Russian spies got, because Black Widow was a Russian spy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I had to watch a TV show to get this, but they never explain A, how they made it, B, where it came from, C, how it ended up here, and just they never explain it. It's just like, hey, there's this gas, go get it.
I have a theory of what it could be. It could be from like the Call of Duty franchise Nova 6.
Yeah, but like a significantly better achievement in writing, because I swear the Black Ops series, apart from Black Ops 3, is so much better than this movie. Like the first half is okay. It's kind of like a weird road trippy kind of movie, like where they get the squad back together, like the family. But the second half of the movie, like they introduce the villain. He is boring. He's this fat old dude who tries acting intimidating, but all he does is just backhand Black Widow. We act like, oh my god, conflict.
Wait, who?
The main villain of Black Widow.
Oh.
And then there's Taskmaster, who is like the big anticipated villain of the movie, because Taskmaster is like one of the biggest Marvel villains in the comics. And he has a cool premise. You know, he can predict his enemy's moves. Like, he just has that ability. And in the movie, they gender switched him. I don't care who Taskmaster's gender is, but they actually had a pretty cool explanation for how they predict enemies' movements. They have like this headset installed that's like AI controlled, and they like watch footage of the Avengers and stuff so they can do their moves and stuff and study them. That's cool, right? But the explanation for who Taskmaster is dumb, and Taskmaster becomes a good guy at the end. And just like, I recommend not seeing it. I'm just gonna say that. Don't waste your money, because it is a boring movie with some of the laziest villain writing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'd have to say the same exact thing
about
Jungle Cruise.
Good old Disney, never managing to write interesting.
You know what was a good Disney movie though? Cruella.
I have not seen it.
Because it was the one time that Disney tried something different, and it was amazing.
And guess what? They actually did good at it.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's so underrated because everybody's just like, it's probably just 101 Dalmatians, the live action thing.
There already was
it's just,
one though.
Or it's just Disney, but it's dark. But it's good.
It is good.
Disney, but dark.
There are so many plot twists that get explained in such good ways.
Mm-hmm.
The ending even has a good explanation to it, even though it's really kind of a Disney logic thing.
Yeah, but also makes you think, why does she, not to like give exposure, but what if she gave the dogs there and then, want those dogs later? Why? She wondered.
It leads to like everything all just making sense and connecting towards the last 30 minutes of the movie, and it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, please use your money, buy Cruella as a movie, do whatever you can. It's a great movie.
Oh yeah.
Jungle Cruise is a waste of time.
Jungle Cruise. I get Joey's thing of it. It wasn't a bad movie, but honestly, you could use your time to watch something else, because it's obvious beginning, ending, and all the things.
I have a feeling that they tried making Jungle Cruise the new Pirates of the Caribbean, because obviously it was just based off a ride. But like the problem is, the first like 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies were actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first and second one, I love those ones. Those ones are great. And the third one's just too long.
Yeah. But the thing I have to get back on Jungle Cruise that I know you agree with, the idea of the other villains, not the main villain that you're thinking of, the bad guys on like why they're hunting people. That was the one part I kind of liked.
Villains were so good in that movie. I really enjoyed them. But
yeah, kid you not.
What?
Nazis.
They're not. No,
Jungle
they're not.
Cruise.
No, they're not.
Why not?
They're not. They're not Nazis.
You got
I
so
swear, I
disappointed.
thought they aren't they?
No, they are not Nazis.
I can tell you one movie Nazis are in: Indiana Jones.
They were the people who tried discovering the Fountain of Youth.
Yeah.
I don't know about
They're
that.
also German.
But yeah, the Nazis.
No, well, okay, yeah, you are talking about the guy who's pretty much a Nazi.
Yeah.
But the other ones,
No, not the other ones.
no, the other ones were really good, but they just pitched it out the window with those guys. They were in like 3 scenes.
And
That's
was it. Yeah, and at the very end, when they were about to like
you're
you
shoving
know, kind
this-
of win, boom, out of nowhere.
Like you're shoving this main villain down our throat when he's already just so garbage and unbearable to watch on screen.
Uh-huh.
But then you have these other guys who are really cool, and we only get to see them a few times.
Oh yeah, they were made
mean,
so well.
I saw the trailers for Jungle Cruise when I saw Black Widow, and I'm like, man, these trailers are not. The trailers were boring. Like, how could you make your trailers boring? Like,
Yeah.
oh man, it's just it doesn't.
You gotta
seem
pick
like
the
a good-
best pieces out of the movie, out of an hour and a half movie.
I'm like, it just doesn't even seem like that cool of a concept.
Again, the only redeeming factor of Jungle Cruise is The Rock. That's it.
The Rock and
Yeah.
the side villains of all things too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, the Rock is
Yeah.
He's The Rock.
he is thy rock. He is thy mineral.
I'm pretty sure they only marketed the movie with The Rock because without The Rock, it wouldn't have sold anything. It's really bad. All right,
Oh yeah, I have to.
Parker.
Yeah.
Enough with the
Parker.
Disney rant. Enough with the shade thrown at Disney. Let's go to Parker.
Yeah,
now. What are
Parker.
you talking
Okay.
about?
I will. Why the statement "on Jah" is the correct way instead of "on God"? It is on Jah, not on God.
All
And
right,
why
please
is that?
Elaborate.
So, I came up with a saying yesterday. A bless you a day keeps Jesus away. All right, well, think about it, because when someone sneezes, you say bless you. So, a bless you a day. Or, yeah, a bless you a day keeps Jesus away.
No, Dunkashang.
Yeah, well, either way.
Or no, Gesundheit.
But,
Gesundheit.
yeah, so a bless you a day keeps Jesus away. But they say, don't use God's name in vain. And when you say something like, bruh, that was crazy, on God, you're disrespecting our Lord and Savior.
That's actually a really good point. And
Watch out, atheists. We're talking about Christianity right now.
I'm an atheist and I'm talking about this satirical content. But yeah, so on Jah, it's better because who is Jah?
Jaman.
Do we
The
know?
Jamaican God.
Do we know? I mean, now that you brought up Jamaican stuff, Jamaican Batman.
That just sounds
I know-
too relaxed of a
Jamaican Batman.
I know
Jamaican Batman is somehow
Jamaican?
there was somebody who said on Jaw. It was like some sort of rapper of some sort.
Yeah.
And just people just started saying. On
Okay,
Jaw.
but like, who is Jah and why is it on? I want to know. I want to know the backstory to Jah.
Parker 2021. Who is Jaw and why is he on?
Who is on Jah? What is on Jah? Like, who is Jah? And also, like, I mean, it's definitely not John Morant, the NBA player, because John Morant's name is spelled J-A, but when you say on Jah, it's J-A-H. Who is this Jah? I want to know. And like, clearly, I'm not holding him up to the standards of God because it's not on God. Nothing can be
I've
on
never
God.
heard of that man in my life, so I cannot consider him God.
But like with Jah, you can put stuff on Jah because it's good to put stuff on Jah because
Wait, but I thought we were talking about why Jaw isn't even on.
look.
Or wait, is he on or off? I don't know.
All right, well look. So like with God, you cannot put stuff on God. You just can't do that.
Yeah, not
God
on me.
will not allow you to put stuff on him.
Why?
Because he's God.
He won't
You
carry
can't
your
diss
luggage.
God.
But then with Jah doesn't care if you put stuff on him. He welcomes it.
But wait, who is Jah?
We don't know.
I don't know.
All we know is he's super chill and he lets us put stuff
Is
on.
he like God's like far distant cousin?
What
or
if
something?
Jaw's just a Christmas tree?
Oh God. Jah.
Wait,
Jah
Jah?
Shaman.
Jesus? Jawsus?
Oh my God, you're on.
Jawses.
It is on Jawses.
On Jawses.
But let's be honest with ourselves here. Why is Jaw just letting us put stuff on?
On Jawses.
Exactly. No cap. Like, as all the cool kids say. But, like, why is Jaw just letting us put stuff on him? Whereas God doesn't let us? It's a very interesting philosophical question that we must have answered sooner.
That is
I don't know if I want to be part of this conversation anymore.
You just want to know about Jaw and who he is.
We all are wondering who Jaw. Jaw, if you
No,
can hear
I
us.
can hear less.
Jaw.
This is a call out to Jaw.
Jaw, if you can hear this, it's on. Yeah, that was basically all.
Scrambling on his desk.
What if Jaw is just like a middle-aged janitor?
What's up, I'm
Homeless
Jaw? How you doing? Yeah, that was basically all I wanted to talk about. Was just
That's
who's
all.
Jaw.
That's it.
Yeah, who's Jaw?
Who's
in my
Jaw?
Now to my second topic, because you know,
opinion. Which will
rant.
Which will most likely be the one to close us out.
How much money would you be willing to pay to punch one of the Logan Paul brothers in the face?
My brother. I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I will
Don't
I
clip.
will
Don't
sell
clip
an
that.
entire
No,
bag of human flesh.
None of you clip that.
clip it. Clip it.
No.
Let's go first on Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
How much money would you?
I
be
have
willing to
less
pay?
hatred for Jake Paul, more towards Logan Paul. Actually.
Jake Paul is more stupid, without a doubt.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know.
Neither
I
of
just
them.
find them
I
both the
don't
same. I
know.
find them the most same person, same thing, so they're both the same.
What? I mean, wasn't Logan the one who filmed a dead body?
Yep.
Yes.
And laughed at it? He doesn't seem like the most intelligent piece to me.
Yeah, but then blurs out his ID, his credit card, of course. Blurs out the important.
The
things.
important
He had
stuff
to
in
squeeze
life.
a bit of lemon juice into his eye to make his apology video.
Yeah.
Did he actually though?
I
I really
would-
hope that's what
I
happened.
would
while
believe
while
that.
he was
I
setting the
feel
camera.
like not, because that guy chases clout like nothing else. Like
Oh yeah.
he will.
Both of them went to boxing and act,
Yeah.
and they're acting like they're cool now. Like, okay, you boxed Nate Robinson, a 5'10" former NBA player who hasn't played since like 2014. You boxed an out of shape MMA fighter, and then
Mayweather.
oh no.
Oh man.
Ben, the Ben dude.
Ben dude. We'll just go
Like,
Ben dude.
They
The bad
literally
guy.
they will pick unwinnable fights. So
Yeah.
literally
But
they will.
then with Floyd Mayweather, there's pictures of like Logan or was it Jake or whatever, whoever it was,
It was Logan.
like asleep on
Oh yeah,
Floyd's shoulder.
yeah. Mayweather, I kid you not, knocked him out halfway. He fell asleep, but you know what they did? Mayweather kept him up because he didn't want Logan Paul to get knocked out. He wants
Conspiracy.
because here's the thing, right? Logan Paul was gonna get a lot of money for both Mayweather and for himself,
Oh, yeah.
and with that in return, since Mayweather's getting money, he's gonna keep him on. So the only person that is like, because you know Mayweather back in his time, he went 50, was it 50-0?
He, I'm pretty sure, is the statistically and of course financially like the most successful boxer to ever.
Oh yeah. And with that being said, if you stayed up in a ring with him, that's a huge thing to you're able to say.
I actually
So-
remember, I'm pretty sure Logan tweeted out 50-1. It was a tie.
It was a tie.
He's not
Yeah, and then
50-1. He's 50-0.
even when it was a tie, you could see the punching differences because they put
Floyd
all
Mayweather did
jabs.
better than him.
Oh
He
yeah,
did that. He
Logan
did that.
Paul missed I think 33. He missed in 60s or 70 most of his hits.
Yeah,
he missed.
Well, because also Floyd prepared. The other dudes were either not boxers or didn't prepare. Like the Ben dude, he showed up overweight.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course he's not gonna fight well. The dude's fat. He's not supposed to be fat.
Yeah.
So.
And then if you actually go into it, Logan's a whole different weight to Mayweather.
Weight class.
Yeah.
Weight class. They have weight classes in fighting. And Logan Paul was on a whole top level, so this was already a disadvantage for Mayweather.
Yeah.
Even though Mayweather
And he
is
still
really good,
did better than him. Like,
and he
oh
still
my
did
God.
better than him.
Well, but then again, Floyd Mayweather is the most successful boxer to ever live.
Yeah,
So of course he's gonna do.
So
good.
why not make a deal with him, being if I make you a lot of money from this, because a lot of people want to beat the crap out of me, and want to see me get fallen down. Why not we just make me stand up so I have the rights to say that I survived a ring match with you, just for a lot of money? And I bet Mayweather would have taken that.
Well, also the weird thing, because the crazy thing is that one of them is challenging Conor McGregor to a fight. I know Conor lost his last match. I watched that where he snapped his own ankle. Yeah, so I watched that match, and then all the Paul brothers are coming after him like, yo, let's fight. And I'm like, Connor is insane. If that man trains, he will murder somebody. In
I
that
hope.
You know what?
I hope
Wait,
Connor.
okay.
You said Conor McGregor?
McGregor, my bad. Yeah.
McGregor.
McGregor.
That's the brother to
Conor McGregor. I'm talking about the Irish MMA fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who I want to see in a ring with Logan Paul? Mike Tyson.
Oh my god.
No, I don't want to see that because Mike Tyson's way out of his prime. If he was in his prime,
he's super old.
Yeah, if he was in his prime, I would love to see Logan get ripped to shreds by him.
We're talking
Mike
about
Tyson.
a man who trained pigeons.
Yeah. Now, kids.
Now, Kith.
But yeah, that
That's-
man is an absolute legend.
Conor McGregor.
And I really wish, and I know dang well Conor McGregor would probably be like, oh yeah, I don't want money, I want to beat the crap out of you.
Yeah, I mean.
So yeah, it is the brother.
They're brothers.
I don't know.
They both have the same exact last name.
They have different nationalities, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Scottish and Irish.
Okay, just because they have the same last name doesn't mean that they're the same person. Or same.
It's like every
family.
guy named Johnson.
They must be like part of like the same clan, I guess, or were.
Or maybe they have the same.
McGregor is actually a decently common name in Europe.
Yeah.
And in that area. I mean, it's not out of the ordinary.
Okay, and then second thing, do you know? Have you seen like the slap contests?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the Russian dudes. Like,
Yeah.
the
Have you seen that? Have you seen that built man? That's like, I don't want to call him fat, but like
He's huge.
built and
He's
like
massive.
he could smack a watermelon and it'll explode.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to have Logan Paul going into a tournament with him in it, and Logan Paul denied it because he thinks he was gonna hurt somebody too bad. And then you know what he
This
did?
Russian dude would actually just.
He would obliterate him, and I would have paid so much money to watch that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Logan Paul did like a thing of like, oh, I can't do this. Here, watch a video of me doing it to someone else. He slapped some guy, and the guy's like, oh, like on the ground because he got slapped. And Logan Paul's like, see, I'm just too strong for it. Dude, people
Logan
practice.
Paul probably had just hired that dude or was like, hey, yo, you're my friend. Can you fake?
And then like I
Grease?"
think like something about the guy being in the slap contest too, and then that happened. But then, oh my god, he's just such a wussy. And then he has, and then I don't know what else he said, but I have like a video of him saying like he started out like with a very rough, small life. Like he had to have his own job when he was 16. I kid you not, of being like, dude, a person that does people's lawn mows, and this guy that went to the same school as Logan Paul, who also said like called him out that he was the bully of like the school. He also said he did the lawn for rich people because like he showed the thing where Logan Paul like lived at, and it was like these mansions that he had to like landscape.
Yeah.
And like who wouldn't do that because you get paid so much for that.
Well, I actually
manual labor. What a curse!
Oh no.
I also watched an interview from one of the Paul brothers. I totally forgot what it was for, but they were talking because like it's basically known that their dad was already pretty wealthy to begin with. Their dad made good money, and their dad also flipped houses, so he would make money off of that just selling these houses. And one of the brothers was like, yeah, we got a really good work ethic from dad with him flipping houses and stuff like that. And they like, dudes, you guys probably haven't done a lick of manual labor in your entire life, and you're like, yeah, we got a really good work
And then
ethic.
he says that in front of like people like Snoop Dogg, who literally sold like a bunch of, I don't know what the stuff was in specific, but he sold that for his family to eat.
Snoop Dogg is
Snoop Dogg's amazing.
Snoop
But like
Dogg's one of my favorite
comparing that to what Logan said, and Logan trying to go deep down and get everybody's hearts in that sort of way, it makes me. But like willingly, if I was able to punch both of the brothers, I would at least do $200. And as like
I would do it for free.
No, like willing. If you had to pay like the highest amount you would go to punching them, what would it be? And like as someone who has not that much money, because I'm a senior high schooler that has a very paying job that doesn't pay that much, I would use $200 to pay for them. And then I also saw the kid that literally for Make-A-Wish Foundation was literally just to punch Logan Paul in the face.
That kid's a legend.
Yeah.
I want to meet that kid now and just like hand him like a fat check for like $50,000 and say, spend this on something nice.
So what would you
A
guys
new boxing glove to punch Logan Paul with.
Yeah.
So how much would you guys be willing to pay to punch Logan and Jake Paul?
My entire existence.
You punch them and then you literally just disappear.
Yep. I've achieved all I wanted to achieve.
Poof.
I'm dipping.
Burger just Thanos. I'm out.
See you guys. I completed my mission.
Really?
All my college funds.
Whoa.
Any future money that I have or will have going into because I want to go to medical school. Any
So that's
money?
gonna be a lot.
Yes, I would pay just to sock that dude in the face.
Oh man.
I just love how this podcast has just been us trashing on Disney and wanting to punch the Paul brothers.
Yeah, this is
Heck
this
yeah.
is be aware of this podcast. This is
We
filled
are
with
violent.
opinions and violence.
Are we
Yes.
losing fans because of our edginess? We'll tune in next time to find out.
Paying how much about you?
How much for me?
We've picked 200 my entire existence and then my college funds. So what are you going with?
It's just going crazy.
My pancreas.
Your pancreas. This man's pancreas.
I mean,
You
it's
would
already.
just cut out your pancreas.
I mean, it's already dead, so it don't fucking matter. I already have diabetes, so.
Oh goodness.
Might as well cut it out and give myself a chance.
I mean, I'm also getting rid of the livers, so I get one of
I
those.
guess, yeah.
all my organs, all my internal organs, just to punch them.
My future children.
My future child's left arm. In specific.
Specifically the left one.
Yeah.
As soon as my son or daughter gets born, I'm just like, all right, cuts the arm off, just mails it to one of the Paul brothers. Yep, so there you go.
Oh,
There you go. Let me punch you in the face.
All right.
Alright.
That was very dark.
This is a very morbid podcast today.
It was
let's be
very
honest with
This
ourselves.
was a very angry podcast. I had to
Maybe-
get a lot of stress out. I've been stressed.
Maybe
lately.
it's because the dark.
Hey, Vic.
Maybe because we are in the dark for the first time in Foscottweman.
Oh, we should have inverted all the black text into white text and black background.
That would have been probably smarter. 'cause then-
Foscottweman report in the dark.
Night
Oh,
where we get more aggressive, so they know beforehand when they see the color difference, it's gonna get muy agresivo.
All right. Well, this is
I don't speak Taco Bell.
going to have to be the conclusion of the podcast.
Oh,
I hope
yeah.
you all enjoyed our ranting today. It was very
for
nice.
The Foscott
If you sneeze during this podcast, bless you. And I hope you all have a
I
good
like how
day.
that's our outro. Our outro.
If
Yep.
you sneeze, bless you.
Thank you
Remember, a bless you a day keeps Jesus away.
for. All right. Thank you, anybody coming out for the stream, to the podcast, and following the channel. I hope you come back for more. We'll come back next week about 3:30 again, same time. So,
Can I end the podcast with a cutout scream?
sure.
Ah!